Okay, so I've done got all of my pieces popped out, and I decided just to put it in something so I wouldn't lose it. And so you'll notice that you've got, I missed one there, that you've got two pieces that look like this. They're both the same, so you can set one aside. And you've got two pieces that look like this. They're both the same, so you can set one aside because one's going to be for the lid and one is going to be for the bottom. And I thought I got all of those out and I didn't, so we'll just pop those out. All right, so then you've got two pieces that look like this. This is going to be the bottom, but I think we'll do the lid first. So I'm going to put these aside, and we're going to work with these two pieces and then these two pieces. And you'll notice that they all connect together. And that's why I said you don't have to use glue, but I recommend using glue. That way it just gives it that little extra strength. So what we're going to do is make sure these are going to interlock together. And make sure that this piece with the slit, no, Suki, you can't eat it, on the slits are going to be closest to the top, okay? And the piece that has these squares is going to be closest to the top. So what they're going to do is they're going to interlock in here, and then we're going to glue these pieces together. So let's see how that's going to, yeah, they just interlock right in there. That's perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am just going to put a little bit of glue all the way around and just a little bit in each hole. And that way we can get those interlocked and glued right down. So this is going to be the lid. So once you get one in there, they should all just follow suit. Okay. I'm going to kind of hold that down there just a little bit. Give it time to, that glue to grab. And then this would be a good time if you've got a little bit of glue. You can just take a little wet brush and just kind of clean that up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue this part down and this part down. And just interlock that right in there. It fits perfect. Perfect. I'm going to get that extra glue off there. We want to make sure that that sets right up, because it doesn't take long for Fairly Art glue to dry, which is awesome. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around and make sure the slits are closer to the top, and then we're going to glue this down, and then we're going to interlock the two ends. So what I would do is, let me put that right there. I would go ahead and put some glue, excuse me, right here, and go ahead, start there. Interlock your pieces together. Perfect. Put that piece in there. Perfect. And I'm just going to hold that down just a minute to make sure that the glue catches. I love this idea of using a wet brush to get the excess glue off because that works perfectly. All right, and then what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and follow and put glue all over here. And when you start working with it, you can really tell that it's going to hold it with or without the glue. But I'd rather do too much than too little. And then put some glue on this side here to make sure it catches. And let's go ahead and do that first. Get those put in there. This one here is going to be just a tad bit harder, but we'll get it. There we go. Perfect. Make sure that they have went down in the hole. There we go. And we've got glue on everything. Wow. How easy was that, guys? And now we got at least the base of the lid put together. Awesome. I'm going to clean my glue up. That is, look how gorgeous that is, guys. I love it already. Love it, love it, love it already. All right. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to make our latches. And what you will need for the latches is you'll need, these are your latches. You will need one of those, one of those, one of those, and there's that one, and one of those for each one. So there's that one, and there's that one. All right, so this is going to be our hinge, and let me see, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, so for your hinge, there's going to be 4 pieces. There's going to be this piece that looks like a key. There's going to be this piece that has a cross in the middle, and then you're going to have this piece that makes me look like a piece, makes me think of a piece of bread, and then you're going to have this little piece that looks like, I don't know, maybe a boat that's got 2 little stacks on it. So the first thing you're going to do is you want to make sure that everything just completely locks in. So I'm just going to put a little glue on this side right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the piece that looks like the little slice of bread, and you're going to put it in the middle right here, okay? And push it through. And you'll notice there's a stopper there, and it'll lock, okay? And then the glue's just going to help it stay there. So then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put some glue on the top, in the middle, and on the bottom, okay? Then we're going to take our little steam liner that looks like a boat, and we're going to put it up and down, and it's going to lock right in there, okay? So this is what you're going to have. This is what it's going to look like. It just interlocks together. And then on the back, you've got this right here, okay? And I'm going to get that glue off there. I don't need the extra, okay? And so let's go ahead and do that with the other one. So take the piece that looks like a cross, put a tad bit of glue in the middle on that. Take the piece that looks like a piece of bread and slide that all the way in until it stops, okay? So that's what that looks like. Then you're going to put a little bit of glue on the top and the bottom and in the middle there. And you're going to put our little steam engine there. We're going to push that in until it stops. All right. And we'll just give that just a little minute. All right. So grab your suitcase lid, and on this is where your latches are going to go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to attach our latches on our lid. And how that's going to go is this part right here is going to go through the front to the back. And then we're going to take this little piece that looks like a key, and we're going to snap it right here on the back. And then this is going to be our latch. Look how perfect that is. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And you have to make sure that the latches are pointing together. They're pointing to the inside. And so you don't have to glue these if you don't want to. And I think that I will go ahead and not glue these because I want to make sure that my latches, so that my latches will move freely. And so that's what that's going to look like. You push this through the front, and then you push this one on the back until they snap, and then your latches should move. Perfect. Well, if you could see, your latches should move perfect. So you're going to have these two latches that will shut your lid. And then what we're going to do, make sure those move really good, and they do. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get this piece. You will notice that there's these slits here. That is where your latch is going to come through there. I want to make sure. And then all of this should line up. Let me bring you out just a little bit. There we go. And so you want to put this over the latches. And I think what I'll do is I will put a little glue on the back here, but I do not want any glue near the hinges, the latches, because you want to make sure that they can still move freely. And they're going to snap in anyway. So what you'll do is just pop those in there, and you'll have to kind of work with it until you can find that sweet spot. There we go. And once you get one in there, it's almost like the rest of them will just fall right in line. And they'll just pop right in there. These are just a little bit harder. Make sure that those get in there well. There we went. And there we went. Make sure. All right. And so after you get all of these in there, just make sure that both of your blocks are working. And let's go ahead and start on the second part. And so this is what it's going to look like on the lid. That one moves good, and that one moves good. So we're good. And everything here should be flat. I just thought I would come on and show you guys that really quick. There we go. All right, so now what we're going to need is we're going to need the other set. And we're going to set this one aside. Okay, so what we'll do is it's the same principle. You will have this piece here that's got these two slits. Those are going to go on top. And then you're going to have this piece that's got the squares, and that's going to go on top. And then these will interlock. All right, So let's start with one side first, and let's go ahead and get some glue. And it, like I said, it's going to be basically the exact same way. Get some glue in there and go ahead and start popping those in. La 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 la. All right. And pop those in. And then they all should just follow suit. All right. Perfect. And we'll get our paintbrush wherever I put that at, and clean up some glue around there. All right. And I got some glue there, but that's all right. We'll clean that up later. Okay. And so now what you'll want to do is, you know that you're going to snap these two pieces together right here. So you'll want to put some glue in between there just to make sure. So we'll just start on this right here. And then I'm going to put some glue here and just start a little bit. I guess you can't see me, can you? Sorry, guys. And let's just do some glue here. And I'm going to make sure that those interlock. May have to pull it up just a little bit. The glue's not dried yet. There we go. Make sure they're interlocked. Perfect. And then the rest of them should just follow suit. Gorgeous. And then we're going to do the same here. We're going to put some glue here. Put some glue in between right here. And let's get those popped in there. And may have to pull that up just a little bit. Get that interlocked. Just have to work with it a little bit. And then once you get it, there we go. Once you get it, you're like Eureka. And let's pop the rest of those right in the slots. Perfect. Awesome. Oh my gosh, guys, look at that. Look how big that is. I'm going to kind of clean up, and really this glue will dry clear anyway, and it just gives it a little extra stability. Awesome. Look at that, guys. Guess what? We have got the lid, and then we have got the base completed. And I'm going to give that just a minute to set up. And I will move that. And what we can do, I think what we'll do next is, let's do the handle. So you've got an option with your handle. You can pop these little pieces out. And if you'll notice on the board where it had all of your stuff, you've got these here. If you want to, you can pop those out and you can put those in between to lock them. But I think I'm just going to glue mine together, and I'm just going to leave them. So let's go ahead and glue these together. You know, it's your choice. It's just however you would like it to look. If you wanted a different look, you could pop those together. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there. And I'm going to put those together. And I think I'll grab a couple of clips and let that be setting up. Gorgeous. So that's going to be your handle to the front of your suitcase. And I think I'll put a clip here and a clip here. Excuse me. To make sure that that doesn't move. And I'm going to set that aside. And And then the next thing that we're going to need is we're going to need this. There's 4 of these. And that is going to put our handle right here on the front. So we will need 4 of those, and then there's 2 of these, and then it's going to interlock. So first thing we need to do is we need to glue these 2 together, okay? And I think they're all the same, so yeah. So let's just go ahead and glue these together, okay? And let's glue that on top of that one. And I think I'll use a clip on them too. That way those will adhere pretty quickly. And let's go ahead and get some of the glue out of there. Perfect. Make sure they're even. That's what I love about Bearly Art glue. It dries pretty quick. And then let's glue these 2 together. These are going to actually hold your handle in. Okay. I'm going to clip that too. Perfect. Make sure that those are even. All right. So we're going to just give that just a second. And then what we'll do is right here, this will go, this piece here will go here. This piece here is going to go through that, and then it's going to hold your handle. And I bet, yep, love me some Bearly Art glue, I'm just telling you. All right, so there's our handle, and it's all perfect. Love it. Look how cute that's going to be. See, perfect. And see how this is going to work. Okay, so how this is going to work is you're going to have this piece and this piece. And this piece is going to interlock with this piece, and you're going to push that all the way down like that. And then what's going to happen is this is going to go through here, and your handle is going to go through here. So let's do this side first, okay? And what we want to do is we want to put some glue in here. So make sure that that sticks. So let's do that. And we're going to put it through this piece here. And then we're going to slide that all the way up as far as it will go. And that's what that's going to look like. Okay? And make sure that that's pushed all the way down. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we are going to put some glue around here, because this is going to be glued to the inside of our box. Push this right here through until it's all the way through, and make sure that so that's what you're going to have on here, and then it's going to look like that on the inside. And make sure that that's pushed all the way down. Now, if we did the same thing on this side, you could not get your handle in. So what we're going to do is, first thing is we are going to put our other holder there, okay? We're going to put, let's see, it's going to be like that. Okay, so take this piece, put the handle in with this little notch in the back or on the bottom. And what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and put some glue on this piece. We're going to put the handle in here. We're going to leave that there. Then we're going to push this through, okay, like this. Make sure your handle can move. There we go, our handle's moving. And then you're going to take this piece and slide it on your handle, just like the other one, and slide it all the way up like this, okay? And so you should have, your handle should work just fine, and slide that to where it locks. So look at that. We have got our handle. How awesome is that? And then since you've got the larger or the thicker piece on the bottom, it doesn't interfere with the interlocking of the lid. All right, perfect. We'll move those clips out of the way. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to move you out just a little bit, is we are going to glue down and snap in this piece here. And you'll notice this is going to be for your latches, and you need that on the same side as your handle, because what's going to happen is this is the lid, and the latch is going to slide perfectly right down on that. So let's go ahead and put some glue, and just be mindful you don't want a lot of glue where the latch is going to go. So let's put, and I didn't pop that one out, so that one will get popped out real quick. And let's put some glue. This baby won't come apart, we can guarantee that. But the latching is so good already. I don't want any glue there. And I just said that, and I did it. So we're going to fix that real quick. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead, and like I said, you need to just find the sweet spot. Find one that you can get to pop in there. And the rest of them, there we go. And then the rest of them will follow suit. And there we go. And just get all of them popped in. Ta-da! How awesome is that? Oh my goodness, guys. Look, we are almost done. I think the only thing we like now is to put our hinges on the lid and on the bottom. So what you're going to need for your hinges, these pieces right here are your hinges, and you should have 10, I believe. So we're going to grab those out, and 9, 10, I believe that's all of them. Yep. So there's our hinges. And then you should have your dowels. And I just didn't pop that out, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop out my dowels. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start on this piece here. I love it. Look at that, guys. I can't stand it. I love it. All right, so you'll notice on the back of the bottom, there's all of these holes here. Now, what we'll do is we definitely want to make sure to use some glue in these holes. When we do, we want to set it aside just for a little bit to make sure that they dry, because we're going to be putting dowels 3 on the bottom, and then we're going to have 2 on the top. And what's going to happen is they're going to go in between, and so we want to make sure that they're super dry. So let's go ahead and start gluing these in. And how they're going to go in is they're going to go in like this on here. And then we're just going to put a little glue in. And if I can grab them, I knew that this part would be just a little bit challenging with my nails. So that's how they're going to go. Okay. And then the way they'll go on the lid is that it will go downward like this. Like that. And then what will happen is these will go in between each other like this, and then the dowel will go on that in between. So let's go ahead, we'll leave that there, and let's go ahead and put some glue into these holes because we want to make sure that it sticks really well. All right. And let me see how these are going to... And I tell you what I might do. I might actually just put a little glue right here because I know maybe it'd be easier to do it that way. And pop that in. Let that grab. I'm just going to do it that way too, and then I'll clean the glue up here in just a second. Pop that in and let that grab. You want it even in there. And let's do the other one. We're going to do that. And let's pop that in there and let it grab. All right, so that's what you're going to have. That's what it's going to look like. And I'm going to take me a paintbrush and wet it down, and I'm going to kind of clean around it because I don't want a lot of glue in between. Perfect. And like I said, we're going to give that a little minute to dry. And so let's go ahead and do the other ones. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put some glue in between. Try not to be as messy as I was the last time. I have been told I'm heavy-handed when it comes to the glue. Gee, I wonder who would say that. But I'm okay with that. All right. So we're going to start on the outside and pop that in there. Perfect. And let's get the other one. Go ahead and put some glue on this. I'd rather have too much than not enough. That way I know it's going to stick together. And can you imagine all the fun stuff? Or what? I tell you what, this would make a beautiful baby gift. Like if you're going to a baby shower, make this like into a baby trunk, and get in there, little feller. I know you can. There we go. Decorate it in, like if it's a little boy in blue, or if it's a little girl, you could do it in pink, and just make a baby book and put in there. And they could put all of their memorabilia from the first year. And oh, this would be perfect as a baby book trunk. All right. Make sure that we've got all that even. Even. Make sure that holds. Perfect. I'm going to grab my brush. Clean up just a little bit of that. Little bit of glue. And that looks pretty even. And I'm definitely going to set this aside to dry perfectly. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my lid. Set that aside and let that dry. And so now what we're going to do on the back side, you'll notice right here is your latch, okay? And then here on the back side, you've got these where our hinges are going to go. So let's go ahead and put some glue in the hinges. And then we're going to put some glue because we know where it's going to go downward. So let's grab this and let's put it like this. And I'm going to hold it a second and let it catch. And then I'm going to grab the other one. Put glue in the same place. And going to pop it in that hole. Make sure it grabs like this. All right. And I'm going to clean up just a tad bit there. And when you paint it or however you're going to do it, it will cover any kind of glue that may have dried on there. So yeah, I ain't too worried about it. Make sure that that's even. So that's what you should have. And so let's do the last two that we've got. And then let's just give it about 15 or 20 minutes. Probably doesn't need to be that long, but just make sure before you start the next part to put, when we put these together and put the dowels in, that these are good and dry, because you don't want them to come in apart. And I think I'll wait about 15 minutes or so. And so put that there. And I tell you what you could do. In the time that you're waiting for this to dry, decide how you want to decorate it. Do you want to paint it? Do you want to try to paper it? I think we're going to do a little bit of both of that, because I think I've already got some paper, some vintage paper in my stash in mind that I want to make this with. And I'm going to do some painting and some papering, because I think I want to paint it first, like a dark color, like maybe the brown, because you got the leather paint that came with this. I think that would be perfect. So we'll have to wait and see. So all right, guys, so now we have got our hinges together in there. And let's just set this aside just for a few minutes. And perfect. And then we will put the dowels in, and then the box will be completed besides decorating.